Right, okay, so that's perfect time for that to start. It's been quiet this whole time.
We're gonna watch this later.
Okay, so these ones, we were given values and asked to find the probability of something going on. These kinds of questions, we're told the probability and asked to find which values we're talking about. Okay, so that's what inverse normal distribution is all about. So, where are we going? Let's just hit to our example. As I've said here, it's going to help to sketch a diagram of the situation, I always feel, because it takes 2 seconds to do that. The area, so when it's the calculator is asking for an area, isn't it? Yeah, I'm sure this one's just asked for an area. You're always needing to enter the area to the left of the value you're giving, of the value you're finding. So here we go. What does this tell us? No.
Standard?
It's the standardized one, yes? So this is where we've got our mean of 0 and our standard deviation of 1. So part A. I can't understand why Mrs. Dowell's switched out of this room for the one lesson. She was timetable in it. Here's our little sketch. We've got 0, and we're trying to find that the probability of a value being less than a given value is 0.877. So this is where you need to kind of use your noggin. We've got 0.877 and it's got to be the area less than a value. So are we going to draw A over here, left or on the right?
Right.
On the right, yes? So A is going to be here. Can you see, Chris? This has got to be, so the area we're looking for has got to represent 0.877, which is more than half. So it's got to be on this side, because we're talking about less than. So
what if it was, I'm going to do
you getting it?
Yeah. I was thinking about something else.
Virgie doesn't look sure.
No, it's like area. Did you say that before?
Yeah, so the probability is considered, we're talking about we just describe it as the area. So that's the probability that would be the area. Because remember, half of it is 0.5, blah, 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 blah. Great, so this bit here represents 0.877. Now, I don't know if you need to write yourself a little note explaining why the A was on the right-hand side. Who knows? You may just be good with it. Right.
Right here?
Oh, yeah, well done. Good job, dear.
Is that recording now?
Yeah, it disappeared. Right, so now we need to get to this. Oh, yeah, I did show you how to get to it. So, we press menu, but this time it's 3, because it's inverse. 3, 5. Oh, no, is it? No, I apologise, it's 553.
That's what I'm saying.
I apologise, 553. And then you should get this little box here, yeah?
Yep.
So area, we're going to chuck in as 0.877. Mean and standard deviation are always already 0.1. So what do we get?
1.16.
Lovely jubbly.
This is all we do for this?
Yeah.
Probably worked out all my life.
I can't remember. I need to get. I've got some exam questions for you, but I forgot to sort them into calc and non-calc, and because there are sometimes the ones on there are the odd one on the non-calc one, and I need to make sure there's enough space. So just bear with me. It's on its way. Right, B. Okay, again, little sketch, 0. But again, you need to be thinking about which side of the line it's going to be on. This time, we're talking that the probability of something being greater than a value is 0.2.
Oh, it's the other
Okay.
side.
Is it?
No, it's still gonna be on the other side.
Is it going to be over here?
No.
It's going to be over here, isn't it? Because our 0.2 is greater than the value. Does that make sense?
Mhm.
Yeah. I'm hoping you can see how the little sketch helps a little bit. Yeah, so from the information we've given here, obviously you need to draw your sketch properly, but I think even if you put it on this side and then shaded to the right, you'd be going, whoa, 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 hang on a minute, this is more than a half, okay? And again, not again, but also the reason I get you to shade it or draw the diagram is that you know that this value here is going to be positive. If your A was on the left-hand side, it would be a negative value, okay? So chuck that info in. Oh, I apologise. So when you're chucking the info in, you're actually not going to enter 0.2 as your area. You're going to enter 0.8 because you're entering the area that's on the left-hand side. Okay?
0.8. I mean, it's 2.
Yeah.
Oh no, it looks right, but it.
What's it?
0.842.
All right, here we go. There's a nice one. So, here's... Oh, my diagrams are getting worse and worse. All right, here's 0. Now, what does this say?
Minus A is less than negative, but Z is greater. What's A is B2?
Okay, so remember, A is the values we're trying to find.
Oh, yeah.
So how am I going to draw this diagram? Remember, what does it mean when you have something that looks like this? We're talking about a between, yes? So we're saying that the probability between negative A and A is 0.42. So what would that look like on a diagram?
The left of 0?
Pardon?
Would it be a range to the left of 0?
Yes. All to the left?
No. Only one.
So here would be negative A, yes?
And the other one.
Here would be A.
That right there.
And what do we know about this? It's got to be the same distance. Yes? Because it's A. Okay, if it said A and B, then we could do it. But because it's A, we can do that. So this bit here represents 0.42. Yeah? So now remember, when we're trying to find a value, we're trying to find, we need to enter the area to the left-hand side of a value. So you've got a choice here. Well, I mean, yeah. I would probably just focus on finding negative A. Okay? We know that this bit here would be how much? 0.21, yeah? You're good at that? You said half, you knew what you meant, yes? And so that means that this area to the left of this negative A is going to be
80. 70. 70, 80.
remember from 0 to it's just a half.
30.
29. Yeah, 29.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Okay, so we're going to chuck in our calc 0.29 as our area.
Oh, stop. Minus 0.553.
Was it
0.055.
0.055?
No, 0.53.
Now, I'm writing, why am I not writing the negative?
You can't have a negative area.
Well, you can have a negative area, but we're finding the value of A. We knew that this was finding negative A, yes? And so our value of A is just 0.553. Okay?
Yeah.
Your alternative,
Some areas to the left.
just in case you wanted another option, is again you need to recognise that this bit here would be 0.21, and then you could enter as your decimal 0.71. because we could take this whole half and the blue bit. Yeah? So that should give you the same answer. It should give you 0.553. Reggie's looking at me as if I've just...
Yeah, wait, can you repeat that?
So, knowing that this half is also 0.21,
Yeah.
yes, then this whole area here would be 0.5 plus that.
Yeah.
So we could have entered the area of 0.71 rather than 0.29.
I like that better.
Okay?
What we do at the same
Yeah, everything else is the same. I'm just trying to give you as many visuals as possible because there is no one way of doing this.
That's it.
You're making me tired. What is the day today? Right, this bad boy. What's our mean?
15.
It's our standard deviation. Everybody needs to determine where where the value of x we're finding, the probability is less than that is 0.75. So which side of the line are we talking?
Right.
Okay, so this is where x is. This here is 0.75. What's your stuff? So we go to that same Ujima, what's it? Same thingy, but obviously this time we're changing our mean and standard deviation. Wait, yeah, so have a look at this. So what's our mean? Okay, so we're looking for a number that's more than 15, yeah?
17.0.
17.0. These kinds of questions aren't too bad, are they?
No.
No.
Practice time?
There are some more questions.
I think you just it's all about retention.
Do you want to practice on your own? But will you practice on your own? I think we need to, at some point we need to fill these bad boys in.
Yeah, I agree. No, I think we need.
What if we
Why don't you try, yes, why don't you try these? Yes, you try these and then we'll make sure that everyone's got the right answer.
Yeah, 3 questions on.
Alright!
So this is
Contents of juice are such that their volumes are normally distributed with a mean of 150. So we know what our mean is. Yes. Mean is basically you looking at symbol. So if we draw our, we can put
right. So that means that
150 right here. At a standard deviation of 5 mils.
Are you recording?
Yes. So tell me, where on the graph would that be represented?
I don't think we. I don't think it's just information. Like
you're right.
5% of the cartons are rejected for containing too little juice. Find the minimum. This is an important information piece. Find the minimum value to the nearest milliliter that a carton must contain if it is to be accepted.
So now they've suddenly put Chuck's percentages in, so you need to know about percentages.
So
0.05.
yes.
under there. Yeah.
So if we wanted to put that into a decimal, 5% would equal 0.05. So
I know that goes.
so that we go in calculator.
No, where do you put them? 0.05.
Is
that the right?
Would that
Think about it in inquisitively now.
Would that be like?
I feel like it's the right, but I don't know why.
So you've got too little juice.
Too little juice.
So where is the less juice?
The left,
Okay.
so it'd be like that.
Yeah.
And would it be to the left of that?
It would be to the left of that. Yeah.
Why don't we label her X?
Well, I think she means the
I meant the
line.
point.
We know that that area is 0.05.
What do they do like that? I'm gonna change the color. That's what I want to do. So, now that we have that labeled,
Let's go to the calculus pieces.
So do we put the what line? We put the 0.05 in as the area.
Yeah.
Mm.
Because there's always the area to the left of the line you're trying to find.
Okay.
Whoopsie daisies.
Mm.
4, 1, 8.
1418. That
141.8.
Yeah, that's thinking at 1.
141.8.
No, the first one is the mean, so you have to change the mean and some deviation.
That's interesting.
Wait, is that the 360?
One. The O? The O is the standard deviation. The U1 is the mean.
142.
Yeah,
But
because it's 360. Why is it so big?
change it.
Because remember the mean is 150.
Round it to the nearest ML. So, 1, 4, 3.
Okay. Great. Thank you, Mandy.
Nice job, kid.
Welcome, guys.
Hey, guys. I'm going to give you a question to answer. It's 142. Yeah, 142.
Oh, yeah, these are hard ones.
Yeah, I think we should just practice before. And then
All right, actually, let's practice because these are more challenging. So let's just have a go at those other ones.